Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Advanced Wars Days of Ruin Tiny Wars replay. On the right side as the red beast, we got Chicho, I still don't know how to pronounce that. On the left side as the green will, we got Yoshierider. This map is snow, but I'm pretty sure it's a visual effect. They should be able to move fully, usually if snow indicates by actually snow falling on the ground. Because, let's be frank, snow on the ground is different than snow on the ground, I think. When it comes to COs, of course that's the wrong button there, we have Will, who is unchanged with cartridge counterpart, 50% boarding cost, 2 radius, 30, 60, 60. Additionally, does have 10% offense defense for all units like all COs or all base COs, and all direct units get additional plus 20% offense. And for his superpower, gets plus 2 movement. The beast is technically a custom CO. After all, in the cartridge, he was actually just a placeholder CO who had no... He was just literally a no CO meant for the campaign. 50% boarding cost, 3 radius, 30, 60, 60, all of that pretty standard. Here's a little bit of a list. All units, of course, get a standard plus 10, plus 10. The sun icon top since was not snowing. I could probably take a look. Oh yeah, the fact there is a sun means it's a clear day. That helps. I just usually focus like, oh, the snow effect means snowing. It was one way. All units get the standard plus 10, plus 10. All specialty units are the infantry, mechs, bikes, recon, and flare. Effectively, the raiding, quote-unquote, the lighter units get additional plus 1% offense in the CO zone, and additionally gets a bit of raid. If they end their turn on opposing property, you get 1,000 funds, or whatever funds it actually normally yields, and then applies a debuff to that tile for 1 turn, saying no income, resulting in you take that person's income. It prevents they don't get income for that property next turn, and you get immediately that 1,000 funds. And the beast does have actually 2 powers. They both cost 60. One is the Lun effect, or Sonya effect. The specialty units get, of course, that offense global. Also gets plus 2 moves and plus 2 vision, so it really allows a raid, and makes the capability to raid global rather than just being in the CO zone. Or you got the superpower, which of course makes all that effects global, but instead of the vision effect, you get triple income on any property you end your turn on, be your own, neutral, or your opponent's property. That way you can actually end your units on your own turn on known properties to pay for the income. Of course, you will then get the next 3 turns no income, so it is net neutral, but it does allow you to pay for, and pay for means you get immediate access to it. Plus, you can steal the array funding of neutral properties, which is definitely unique, and of course your opponent's property, which will really hurt them a lot. Either way, let's go ahead and get started. There's a number of properties on these question mark cities here. I have a good feeling what it is, but usually that stuff is explained at the start of the game, so let's see. Oh, apparently there's a whole item. Flashing. Wait, do I click? Oh, okay, I do left click on it. That would be on page. Okay, really 69. It's double income. So, some properties does offer ×2 income, you can see here. Really, page 69? Of course. I wonder... Okay, it's still Will. Sorry, the CO was Will. I was wondering if it does this for both players, and I was wondering if it, since Will was Will, would have chosen Beast here. Oi, what does that do? Wait, that sounded too British. What would the Beast sound like? In early part of the Beast, he was definitely a bit more brutish. Then when Calder gave him the medicine effectively Berserk, he was becoming actual beast-like. I don't know how to do impressions. I'm horrible for impressions to begin with. Either way, there's a bunch of high-yield properties. High-yield properties, maybe the best way to put it. I wouldn't mind for them adding more tile sets. For example, maybe adding the old-style comm towers. I think the old-style comm towers are better, where it gives plus 10% offense and no % defense, rather than them sort of equaling each other out. So maybe if they're ever to add in more towers, such as the old-style comm tower, could really add in the old-style comm tower as a icon. Just a theory, though. I mean, they've done it for some other map centers, like for the Black Cannons. Just ideas. And if people want to have a concept for like high yield income towers or high yield cities as a possibility, just as a possibility, maybe add make a custom tile where it like has like 4 stacks or something. Maybe add in a mansion tile. I don't know. Is that asking for too much? For I know in Advanced Wars by Web that would definitely be asking too much since they try to be a bit more accurate to cartridge. Of course, Tiny Wars is a bit more not creative. Is that a good term for it? A bit more. I don't know how to put it. Willing to make changes. That could be an idea. Huh, looks like the this text is staying up there. No, that's actually somewhat nice for casting. That way people just simply know and doesn't have any obscurity. Do now have a tank deployed on the field by Will. It's also one of those things as well. It's like if you start adding more and more things, when will it become Days of Ruin and when will it become not? Whoa! The Beast is eyeing for some power play here. He's going straight medium tank, double base skiff. Is he going to seal it? How effective is the raid mechanic with the high yield cities? That should be pretty decent. My apologies for my drink open up. Do now have artillery, infantry. The medium tank's definitely a power play, that's for sure. Of course, it is not classified specialty unit there. Huh. I can't click on the unit there and show it down here. Am I... Oh, did I somehow click on that? Maybe I accidentally clicked on that. Oh well. Plus 35 offense, plus 65 defense, of course on top of the 3-star force, so it's plus 30, plus 30 for the natural passive in the veterancy, plus 5 from the comm tower, and plus 30 from the forest. But we're going to be a bit of a conflict here. An early anti-air there and an early anti-tank, so got a lot of unusual assets. Puts the medium tank on the high yield city. Tank, infantry, bike, T-copter. I'm curious as well. Stupid question. Is there repairable units? 14. I guess that's okay. That means just 14 units. Plus 20. Wait. Okay. That's normal. So I never really looked at a stat as like, can it repair? I never really had to look at that stat, but it looks like Will's gonna get a decent amount of energy there. 25 energy. Beast could get a pretty good counterattack. He could get a significant amount of power charge, so he is lacking in... Actually, no, that should be a decent amount of assets. You can charge forward, get some first strike from the bikes, and then push forward with his medium tank. There is a possibility the Beast could charge a superpower this turn. Of course, he won't be able to deploy it this turn, because I think he'll have to move the medium tank. I mean, his opponent did rush out a medium tank. Behind the wall off over there. Lots of good kills there, 33 energy. T-copter advancing, and he's going paratrop on a mech. Right now the income's 18 versus 22, so Will does have a small advantage. He's claimed one more new high yield property. Will possibly get a CO power deploy and deploy it, though I don't think it'd be super useful for him to deploy it this turn. He's sort of lacking assets to utilize it. We do have 42 energy versus 34. This game got into combat really quick. Couple good picks there. And the Beast at his superpower. He does also steal some income there. Yeah, you can see Will went down by 20,000 of one. Yeah, looks like 18, 20. So looks like he made sold 2,000 income. Wasn't paying close enough attention to that. And the medium tank's likely not going down this round. He could wound it, which also would pop the superpower, and probably go for the raid. The +2 movement range on his infantry could be quite nice, particularly when dealing with the medium tank. Actually, okay, he is starting to wall it in. Something tells me superpower for the mobility could be quite nice, but right now, looks like Beast, he does have more of the assets in the field at the moment, though he's lacking some stuff down south. Okay, Will has pulled ahead with his day-to-day fun, so they're pretty even at the moment. Pops the power for increased mobility on specialty units. Interrupts the stops the comm tower capture there. Could probably start trying to grab Will's. Infantry sprinting across the land. Able to get a good shot there on the anti-tank. And keeps his command medium tank out of the range. Steal some monies there. And more monies there. He put all the monies in a bag. I should really make some more like or any interactable quotes, and I just love that quote. Put all the monies in the bag from Thriller 3. Picks off some units there, but got the raid there. Steal some money. Good shot in the anti-air. Though we do still the battlecopter region. The Beast has his own battlecopter down south, and both the anti-airs are effectively knocked out. Good shot there. Battlecopter get a good strike in the battlecopter. Probably worth a sack of battlecopter to take out battlecopter, because he's not exactly healthy there. Though maybe chaining 2 battlecopters hit there and try to focus out this one. Well, in turn 106, Beast starts with 85, so they're pretty similar. The Beast is slightly behind, but gets an easy kill there against the anti-tank. Pulls back the anti-air, does not take out that one unit. Good strike on the Will's command tank there. 21 energy. There's the battlecopter there by that fresh one. Takes a Will's command tank there. A lot of good hits there by the Beast. And he's going to... Oh! Remember what they say. You send capture with your infantry units first, because now he went the entire term not having 2 comm towers in his favor. Mistakes were made. Mech, infantry, battlecopter, anti-air. Sacks that unit there. The Beast has 30 energy at the moment, though his command medium tank has taken pounding. He could try joining the 2 medium tanks forward. Those radius is large enough that maybe the superpower next turn. 8, 9, make that 18, 28 possible. Yeah, possibly he can get his superpower this turn, but taking out the Tinker one shot's not likely. Set the anti-air up north, gets a good strike there. Sack the unit there. We'll be stealing that income. He does join the medium tanks together. Wasn't sure what he was planning to do. Duster, infantry, tank, and infantry. So it looks like the Beast's having trouble with the battlecopter, so deciding to go straight for Duster. You have a rig on the field. Will has 10 energy to his superpower. Got another triple tank. The Beast's turn. Does flip that high yield property, so it's 22 versus 20. The only difference is this despicable neutral property down here. This comm tower was also flipped as well. Battlecopter, tank, infantry, mech. Does interrupt the capture there. And does a bit more than interrupt there. 10 capture progress remaining. So at most 2 turns to take the capture, because it's going to take at least 3 turns, because of course the Wolf Mech will need to join after a capture. We also have anti-air here. He could just abandon the property, put the 8 health anti-air to hit the battle couples would probably be best. Maybe the mech can just sack itself on the anti-air. Almost takes it out there. Rolls with that 1 health infantry unit. Front lines being drawn. 52 energy for the beast. And the beast goes for a bomber. A perfect item to raid properties, right? I was gonna get a strike there on the mech. And looks like the Will's making some good progress up north. He's all gonna have to sack the 4th infantry there to interrupt the capture. Maybe send an anti-air up north. Duster's a little bit far away. Will's on an advance. He's at 19 energy, so he's very far from the superpower. The beast can easily deploy a superpower out next turn, whether if it does or doesn't, because at least sacking a medium tank's turn. No superpower this turn. There's the mech there. Anti-air strikes battlecopter. Strikes tank there. Tank comes to a flank. Another tank gets a good shot there in the Will's command tank. Another good strike there. Bomber advancing. Tank, T-copter, bike, and anti-air. Will's getting some energy. Nope, does pull back his tank there. Thought it was possible superpower this turn. But we have to spend half of his turn on that. Right now, Will has 97,000 for 130. Does have, of course, his day-to-day funds even out. But he's pretty far behind the moment. A turn and a half. And these front lines are smashing together, so the beast's going to have a pretty beastly turn this turn. That was a horrible pun. No regrets. Beast does not deploy a superpower this turn, since of course it is low level medium tank. You want that tank to fight. Trying to flip the comm tower, we'll take a bit of turns. Go and sack the T-copter there. Howdy. Mech, medium tank, and another T-copter. Battlecopter goes down. 9 quick energy there. Does get a good striking Duster, allowing a bit more free range for his battlecopters, but at this point in time, he needs at least a Duster to help deal with the Bomber. Bombers, of course, can be effective versus anti-airs in the right situation. Will does have good core tanks, that's for sure. Duster, mech, and rig. Will does make some progress over here. The beast has right now 23,000 income, but Will does have both comm towers right now, which is quite significant. He has good strikes there, puts some good damage, but the problem is he has nothing to stop the bomber. Still not deployed on anti. So has this anti-air up here, but it's not necessarily reliable enough, in my opinion. And we got the superpower there, so now he has global raid. That's 3 turns of income there, paid forward. 3 turns of income on both those high yield properties. That is a massive amount of money. If I were to go back a little bit. Yeah. I'm trying to take a look at that. If I were to... Yep, you can see the money change right there. Yeah, that was a bit poor on my part. But that's quite a bit of raid there. Looks like this didn't get it, even though it was ended its turn onto it. Do now have a rig, medium tank mech, and another bomber. So yeah, that was 12,000 funds right there. Stolen, paid forward, allowing them to get quite a bit of assets there. And of course, Will's going to be down that income for the next 3 turns as well. We've got 2 more turns, so Will's going to be coming down, or temporarily down some income. Tank, anti-air, infantry. Yeah, that raid was quite effective. Good bomb strike there. Making some decent progress up north. Right now he has 140,000 with 23,000 bank. Will only has 78. Also get some damage there. Another Duster tank. Will does have his superpower available, but it's not popping it this turn. Which that could be enough to turn him around. After all, +2 move range is quite significant, but he needs quality fast anti-airs. Has 2 more infantry and another anti-air there. Takes out the Will's battlecopter. Multiple bombers are advancing. The Beast may want to take out that command tank. It is a high threat target with the superpower able to pop. Take out the mech there shouldn't be too difficult, and the bomber could finish off the tank. And looks like he does stay back a little bit there. And does stay beyond maximum range of the anti-air. Very nice. Lots of good picks there. Infantry, battlecopter, infantry, tank. I think a Duster would have been a bit better. Though the Beast does have 2 Dusters in the field. And that bomber needs a bit of fuel. He does have a rig. The rig of the game. Another bomber. 3 beast bombers. Does pick up the mech there. Artillery's trying to slowly creep his way forward. 1 comm tower's been flipped. This comm tower needs 2 more turns. Whereas the anti-air could be able to finish that off. And Will's just trying to zone out his opponent right now. Rocket, no. Rocket's far too slow. There's a lot of good terrain tiles here. There's too many aircraft to think a rocket would be a good idea. The Beast has now deployed out his CO power, so now has global raids, as well as +2 movement range on his specialty units. See a bit of raid there. And looks like the Beast is actually eyeing towards this one HQ. This infantry is in range. tank, mech, tank, T-copter. And here comes Will's superpower. Takes out the T-copter. And didn't finish off the medium tank there. Finished off the infantry unit there. Did not go for Duster. I'm not sure why. Was it misclicked or was this going to be a resign turn? Because I would assume to be a better offer. It does take out the infantry unit there to prevent the HQ capture, so that could be actually planned. Probably was. Because, like I said before, and that infantry was in range of being captured, but we got the rocket and the infantry there. Should have gone for the Duster. Strikes the missile, or the rocket there. Missile is in range of a pair of Dusters. Medium tank is in range of the anti-air. May just try attack it, then join it. Oh, keeping the command medium tank with 1 health left, not join. Has 6% health remaining. Battlecopter, infantry, mech, and anti-air. Missile does get a good strike there on that Max Vet bomber. And does take out the Max Vet bomber there. Anti-air battlecopter infantry. Does not take out the rocket there at 1% health. Beast at 33 energy. Will's right now down 60,000. The Beast is up to potentially 190 total. The Beast has a full fighter. Not really needed at this point in time, but at least it's fast enough to get to the front line quickly enough. The missile does get a good strike there on the bomber. Battlecopter, tank, mech. There's a good strike there on the battlecopter. Takes out the missile. And starting to flip the HQ now. Is it flip or conquer? Probably conquer is actually a better word for this. Bike, tank, and bomber. That missile has gotten so many shots off the bombers, but they're just been barely staying alive thanks to all the other benefits like the +10/+10, and of course the +10/+10. You can actually merge bombers into one being somehow. And HQ capture, end of the game. That's Angrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.